Over the last 2 decades, the center of gravity of the world's economy has seen a monumental shift to the east. China, in particular, with its unprecedented progress and development, has risen to become a major player, the second largest economy in the world.
China is growing so rapidly. They always say, 10年如一代. But in my opinion, it changes much faster than 10 years. Competitors come from all around the globe, and they have got different technologies, they've got different competitive niches, and I think we need to really understand and position ourselves very well and where we want to play in this market.
Obviously, there are different regions that are important, but in China-wise, we see very critical so-called importance for the next 5-10 years. When you look at their demand from the consumer, the 老百姓, they now better understand the water safety, the need for cleaner, better water, and then it grows into the industrial parks where they're trying to coordinate and have more industrial parks and regional growth. And we think that at least 50% of our business, in the next 10 years should come from this part of the world.
China has about 10% growth rate for the last few decades. And that really means that it doubles itself every 6 or 7 years. And with every 6 or 7 years doubling the kind of growth that you are seeing, you have to expect a huge structural change in China. And you have to be on your toe all the time. You need to know where China is going, what is happening, what are new regulations coming up.
To gain a competitive business edge in China's unique socio-economic environment, it's vital to understand the Chinese way of business, including the unspoken art of interpersonal communications. Future China Advanced Leaders Program is the first of its kind, which has adopted a multifaceted approach to ensure that rising business leaders with interest in the China market are equipped with the 3 key capabilities highlighted by our former minister mentor: fluency in the Chinese language, the knowledge of China's culture, and the current social, economic, and political climate of the country.
We tend to perhaps not understand, their history and the legacy of how they have grown and how they have been educated. And therefore, a Business China NTU course like this actually opens up the paradigm here for you to begin to understand in a logical manner and continuously improve by inputs from the participants of the most up-to-date. So I personally found that this is not a traditional, EMBA or executive education course where you go into one and they teach you marketing, finance, operations, right? And those are important, but they are, in my view, a low second priority. The first priority is you got to understand the whole softer aspect of doing business in China first.
In fact, the program's broad range of topics has been specially tailored to suit the needs of business leaders who are looking to understand the enterprise psyche, business landscape, and economic paradigm of China's past and present.
What this course has done it has whetted my appetite for China, for doing business in China. By doing that, it has effectively engaged me rather than trained me. As Lee Kuan Yew described in his great memoir as regards his lifelong journey with a view to the Chinese language, engaging with China is a lifelong journey and it has to start somewhere. And even though at my tender age as it is, as regards it, you're never too old to begin that journey.
I think this course is wonderful. We meet people from different industries and they share experiences. All of them are very key leaders in their industry. Often you have informal session that ranges from just a dinner session to a short one-day seminar. But having full 3 weeks of time, that allows you to share more. And I particularly enjoy the fact that we share insights on a very casual basis.
Some of the lessons that they have learned, including local dealings, the uniqueness of the Chinese culture, way of doing business, and also the informal network already formed there. This is actually extremely helpful, and to be honest, I don't think we would have been able to have such a reach in such a short period of time without this program's help.
I would highlight how it strengthened my confidence in the bilateral relations and economic ties between Singapore and China. And on my part, how to better ride along this relationship. It allows us to meet a lot of other Chinese business leaders, and if they are on par with their expertise and all, it's like just looking for a partner to look into other markets.
The Future China Advanced Leaders Program has developed a winning formula, focusing on getting these rising business leaders to be China-ready and China-savvy.
Has been a huge success. The initial week opened our eyes to the scale, the history, and so forth of China. The second week in China itself not only gave us face-to-face interaction with networks there, but helped us to understand and bond with each other in a way that you would never bond in a course just where everybody's going home in the evening. Yeah, it really has helped demystify China.
Being China-ready is a key to understanding the science of its business landscape. Special guest lecturers from renowned institutions in Singapore and China were invited to cover compelling topics on China's political system, economic and financial structure and ideologies.
The Singapore business context, we have a lot of rules, regulations, processes, very transparent.
Whereas in China, things are constantly evolving, and you just got to be prepared for the unforeseen problems that you face, and think on your feet on how you'd like to move on and solve the issues.
That's why the human interaction come in. Different people may exercise their power, the authority, with disregard to the rule.
China used to be a hardship posting, and now it's a coveted posting. That speaks a lot about how the investment climate has improved, as well as its social infrastructure.
Relationship actually plays a very important role in terms of doing business.
Beyond an in-depth understanding of China's complex political and socio-economic psyche, the program also aims to make our participants China-savvy through an appreciation of the rich and vast Chinese culture and history. To give the participants a greater understanding of the nuances of the Chinese way of business, the second segment of the program takes them out of the classroom to China.
This course focuses on experiential learning, not just on lectures. There are also instances where we go on field trips, like the China trip, and also there's a lot of networking sessions. I think that differentiate this course from other courses.
In a way, the trip was very casual, very relaxed, and I think the interactions that we have with the officials and the local hosts are also very lively. And I think being as part of a group together with the rest of the participants, I think we managed to get a lot more interested in the events that were organized for us.
Exposure to the various meetings and how the whole dining and wining is part of the whole entire business delegation itinerary. For sightseeing as well, it adds that element of reality to the course, which is, if you do it entirely in Singapore, you can't feel that.
Like the saying goes, in order to really feel what is going on, you have to be there. For example, when we were at Chifu to attend a presentation by the local authorities, but the whole presentation actually started with a tour of the Confucius Temple, a tour of the mansion, followed by a lunch hosted by the mayor, and then finally the presentation. The amount of respect that they actually place. The host will always do a 3-time toasting, and the sittings will always be arranged in a very fixed, structured manner. So I think from this aspect we can see that they do put a lot of emphasis on respect and on how they view each other and the mutual respect that they expect from us too.
Of course, being able to establish and maintain effective channels of communication is vital to doing business anywhere, and China is no exception. Getting connected and expanding one's business networks is an important component of being China savvy. The program provides participants with an ideal platform to establish links with a diverse group of academics, industry leaders, and government officials from Singapore and China.
The program is excellent in giving a very good framework about China and Chinese culture, Chinese business environment, political structure, as well as decision-making process. I think the classroom itself, the participants themselves are excellent bunch of people for me to network, and the program includes a visit to Shandong province as well as Qingdao city. Those are good platform to build on the connection that we already have made.
Well, I would say that this networking session definitely did give me a lot of new contacts, and that will be important because in business we look at many opportunities. It's not just restricted to my industry or what I do today. So even in the near future, when we look at other opportunities, all these contacts and friends would definitely play a key factor.
China is no longer tomorrow. China is now. So this connection, this course, in fact, everyone in the course is a good connection for us, personal or business. We are in all different walks of life and in different industries. And I think this is a good continuation for us.
The last thing you want to do is to manage a business or a business relationship by contract, right? And so same thing in China. There can be structures, there can be processes, there can be hierarchies, and there can be contract. But all these are just gear of a machinery, right? And you just drop the grease of Guanxi into it, then it starts to turn smoothly. And so that's the way I see that this course has taught us, that you need to understand the legal framework, you need to understand the different people that you need to deal with, and you need to understand the processes on how things work in China.
The Future China Advanced Leaders Program aims to comprehensively address the complex dynamics between the social, political, cultural, and economic factors that are fueling China's rapid rise. Before the close of the program, the participants took some time out to share their personal experience with us. Let's hear what they have to say.
I feel it's very sincere. The words I use is sincerity. I attended many courses. This is the first time the CEO actually go with us throughout the whole program. I can feel that they really want us to know something.
Thanks to Business China, I think they actually have very good relationship with the local governments there, and they can actually show us, the plan, their flyer plans on how to develop the cities. And it's actually shocked me, the scale that they are developing and their developments. Like in 5 years' time, they're going to develop 3 Singapore, the size of 3 Singapore. So I think that set me thinking as well. I think China is definitely a very big market, and it really set my thoughts. So you really have to think ahead and plan ahead and stay ahead of the curve.
I think what the course has done for us is pick our interest in certain aspects of Chinese culture, and taught us how to find the answers we need to get to know the system, the political system better, to get to know the realities of doing business and dealing with people better.
With this program I'm in now, I think I'm more confident of leading the team into China, and especially with Business China platform today that we have, it will be a good springboard for us to tap on into China.
When I first joined this program, I did not actually expect the course to be so holistic. As in, apart from the classroom training, there was also engagement with Chinese entrepreneurs, government officials, and a lot of exposure to Chinese culture and all that. So it's the holistic nature that really impressed me and exceeded my expectations.